Did Qin Shi Huang, the illegitimate child of a concubine who forged an empire and left a legacy in Chinese history, succeed in his quest for immortality, or was killed by his courtiers? This great, powerful, and ambitious first emperor of the Qin dynasty spent his entire life pursuing his ultimate goal, trying to find a potion that could make him immortal. Let's dig deep into the pages of history to know what really happened to Qin Shi Huang and how his quest for immortality became the only reason for his death. Controversial origins of Qin Shi Huang. The real name of Qin Shi Huang was Ying Cheng. Ying Cheng was the son of King Zhuangjiang of Qin and Lady Zhao Ji, or at least that is what the king believed, but the reality was totally different. Some historians claim that a wealthy merchant, Lu Bui, and his concubine, Zhao Ji, had intimate relations and she became pregnant. Soon after that, Lu Bui gifted her to King Zhaojiang and he fell in love with her. In 259 BCE, Zhao Ji gave birth to Lu Bui's kid, whom the king thought to be his son. After his said king passed away, Ying Cheng succeeded him as ruler of the Qin dynasty at the age of 13. For the first 8 years, Lu Bui, who was the prime minister at the time and the biological father of Qin Shi Huang, served as regent. No doubt, this story was subsided by the then historians and vanquished behind the great reforms done by Qin Shi Huang. Qin Shi Huang's ascent to the throne. Before Jiang was formally considered of legal age in 2038 BCC, Lu Bui assumed control over his government, executing his mother's lover, who had joined the opposition, and exiling Lu, who had been involved in the relationship, were Jiang's first civil actions as king. By 221, Jiang had destroyed one by one the last 6 enemy nations that made up China at the time, and the conquest of the 6th enemy state, Qi, in 221 marked his final victory. To accomplish this, he used espionage, vast bribery, and the brutally effective leadership of skilled generals. China was finally unified under the suzerainty of the Qin. Assassination attempts to kill Qin Shi Huang. The Crown Prince Dan of Yan planned the first assassination by recruiting Jin Ke. The king sprang to his feet as he saw the dagger emerge from the map and fought to draw his sword. King Zheng sliced Jin Ke's thigh after Jin Ke failed in his attempt to stab the king. Jin Ke, who had 8 wounds, flung the dagger in despair, but missed once more before giving up. Jin Ke's close friend, Gao Xianli, wished to exact revenge for the latter's passing. He was asked to perform at the palace as he was a well-known lute musician. He was identified and his plans were predicted by someone in the palace. The emperor, who was reluctant to execute such a talented musician, had his eyes amputated before continuing with the concert. Gao Xianli's playing was complimented by the monarch, who even let him get closer. Xianli attempted to strike the monarch with a lute that was weighted with a piece of lead, but missed. This is how the second assassination also failed. The state of Qin defeated the state of Han in 230 BC. A former Han prince by the name of Cheng Liang vowed vengeance on Qin Shi Huang in 2018 BC. He disposed of all his assets and hired a strongman assassin who constructed a 97-kilogram hefty metal cone. During the third imperial trip of Qin Shi Huang, the two men hid in the bushes along the emperor's path. As he crossed a mountain, the first carriage was broken when the hulking assassin threw the cone his way. However, to confuse assailants, the emperor was traveling in the second of 2 similar carriages. The effort of the third assassination was also unsuccessful, although both individuals managed to elude the ensuing manhunt. Quest for immortality. There were several attempts to assassinate the despotic ruler. Shi Huang may have developed an obsession with the concept of immortality in response. His counselors advised him that he needed to be able to move around without being seen for the plants of immortality to operate. He created walkways and tunnels that connected his palaces so he can move around with the impression of being invisible. The emperor's fear of dying increased as he approached middle age. Finding an immortality potion or an elixir of life became Qin Shi Huang's obsession. The alchemists and physicians of the court worked day and night to locate the emperor's remedies, many of which included mercury. Slowly, rather than delaying the emperor's demise, the ironic effect of the medicines brought about his death. Construction of the secret burial chamber and the terracotta army. In case the immortality cure didn't work, The emperor also had a massive mausoleum built for himself. There were replicas of all the emperor's earthly palaces, flowing rivers of mercury, and crossbow booby traps to deter the tomb raiders to safeguard the emperor's tomb. The massive mausoleum and buried terracotta hoard he built at great expense, and with the help of 700,000 forced labor conscripts, was perhaps his most megalomaniacal undertaking. Among the tens of thousands of life-size figurines were soldiers, archers, chariots drawn by horses, servants, and even performers like singers and a strongman. The mausoleum of Qin Shi Huang is a massive burial complex that encompasses 4 square miles and is centered around a mound. This mound only was thought to be the burial site of Qin Shi Huang, but archaeologists didn't expect this to be huge until the discovery of the army pits under the farms. Out of the total 4 pits discovered that make up the hidden underground city, 3 of them consisted of warriors of Qin Shi Huang. These army pits were located around 3/4 of a kilometer away from the mausoleum. Thousands of warriors were discovered within, along with wooden chariots and clay horses. Each of the soldiers had uniquely designed armor, hairstyles, and headdresses to depict the difference between the ranks of the soldiers and their functions in the army. It had it all, ranging from archers to infantrymen to charioteers. The tomb of Qin Shi Huang, the first Chinese emperor, was one of the greatest mysteries of all time. The main tomb chamber of Qin Shi Huang has not yet been excavated, owing to the concerns about the preservation of its contents during excavation. This tomb chamber incarnates huge curiosity among historians. No details of these have been found yet, except in the writings of Sima Qian, the first Chinese historian. According to Sima Qian, it is a miraculous creation that features multiple rivers of mercury flowing inside the tomb area. Moreover, the tomb is full of precious and rare treasures. To safeguard these treasures from intruders, traps of hidden arrows have been installed. Whoever tries to lift the treasure, multiple arrows automatically shoot. He describes the vault as having a large dome decorated with the sun, moon, and stars. The ground depicts the 9 regions and the 5 mountains of China. The construction of the vast tomb took 38 years and the labor of hundreds of thousands of convicts. After the completion of the construction of this magnificent tomb, the mound was covered with grass and trees. What did Emperor Qin Shi Huang accomplish during his reign to earn such a complicated burial? Suspicious death. The real cause of the death of Qin Shi Huang is yet a mystery. Many assumptions have been made. A big meteor that struck Dongjian in 211 BC was a bad omen for the emperor. After that, a stone bearing the inscription, "The first emperor will die and his realm will be split," was discovered. Since no one would admit to the crime, the emperor gave the order to kill everyone around. Qin Shi Huang died at Zhulu Commentary on September 10, 210 BCE. A year after he had been touring eastern China at the age of 49. Officials going with him wanted to keep it a secret, so to hide the smell of his decaying body, they packed his body with 10 carts full of fish. To this day, nothing is known about the precise circumstances surrounding Qin Shi Huang's suspicious death. He might have died unexpectedly from Chinese alchemical elixir poisoning after consuming mercury tablets prepared by his court physicians and alchemists, which were thought to be an elixir of immortality. The emperor, who had always feared death, was willing to explore any method of immortality to defeat death. Although Qin Shi Huang's quest for immortality remained unfulfilled, he found immortality in the books of history. This is what really happened to Qin Shi Huang. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more just like this.